Whoa, good morning everyone, it is fresh today. I haven't got the beanie out, watch out. But there is a tiny bit of frost on the outside of the green. Green luckily has nothing on it, but today we're gonna get a cut on this thing, clean up off the duck poopies. Yuck, because the ducks are still pooping on here. Fox hasn't seemed to have done anything to them yet. Although I do keep seeing the fox walking around the green from the camera they've got set up here, up the top here. But gonna get some top dressing done this week, some more fertiliser. I want to actually get some urea out today or tomorrow on those edges where we're trying to get the bent to grow in. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that, and then we're just going to go from there. Oh, there's so many poops. Poopy, poopy, poopy. Just need to hear licking the green. Does it taste good? It's disgusting, bro. Ugh. Yuck. Oh, you little rats. What have they been doing? Oh, get lost, ducks. Just want to quickly mention, if you have frost on your lawn in the morning, do not walk on it, because you are going to actually damage the grass, potentially like crush the crowns, and then you just get bruising, real black looking spots. Definitely don't mow when there's frost about. Luckily there's no frost on the green, as I've mentioned, but you just got to be really careful when there is frost about, just not to run a mower over those areas. Now you can put water on there if your temps aren't like below sub-zero, and it probably will clear a lot of the frost off. So I could do that this morning, but it'll be gone in the next 20-30 minutes, maybe hour. It really depends where the sun hits. But wherever the sun's hit at the moment, it's already knocked all the frost away, so it's got to, just be careful. So we'll give it a mow. I haven't mowed it since last Friday, so it's been 4 days. So let's see how much grass we get off here now. It'll be interesting to see. So we've got some granular fertiliser out, some liquid fertiliser, but the temperatures have significantly dropped overnight. So our growth will be, I'm guessing it's going to be a lot less, but we're about to find out. We usually get about a full catcher off one cut after that many days when it was a little bit warmer. So let's check it out, let's see. We're just going to go straight up and down this morning, just because I don't want to go too much over that side where there's really heavy frost, whereas there's not really frost on this collar just here, so we can turn on that without any problems. All right, just spotted a big juicy poo. Oh dear. Just had a fuel leak. I don't know where it leaked, but that's not good. Oh, looks like I'm taking this back up to wash it. There's no way I'm risking that on the green. That was just a little bit scary. I'm glad I went up and washed the mower and brought it back down. Hopefully we got no fuel anywhere at all, because there's only a slight leak, but I just wanted to be uber careful with it. I'll show you guys, we'll see some sort of burn by tomorrow, if it does burn. And I hope it doesn't, but we got about 3/4 of a catcher off the green here. So it's growing more than enough. We've got, so 3/4 of a catcher, so it's only slowed down a little bit, considering we had snow in town, we had really crazy hail out here, as in like it just covered the whole place on Sunday, I think it was. So it's been cold, it's been very cold. We got down to -2 in town, we got about 1 degree out here. So it's been cold, it's been very cold, but it's good to see this is still growing. The granular fertiliser is still active. We haven't got any, obviously, discoloration or anything yet. I mean, you'd need quite a few consistent frosts on the actual green to see any discoloration. It starts to go a little bit of a purpley colour, the bent grass, when it starts to go off. But I think we can get this thing growing all throughout winter. We're going to try some urea soon, but I want to give this a dry cut this afternoon because I'll show you why. You can see just here that it's actually lower on this edge than it is on the other side, just over here. Now that is because this area here got mowed over twice, because it's come across that way, then it's come across on the outside pass. So we definitely need to give the green another mow. But I want to give that a dry cut, just so that we get a really, really clean cut on the area there. It's only like 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, I want to come in early just to remove the dew, and I thought I'd just do it with the mower. So we did have the guys here on Friday night. I didn't really get any footage. I put up some shots where we were shooting really late in the night, so I put that up. It was good fun, but I reckon we hit like 200, if not a few more golf balls down here. Luckily we didn't hit the green every single time, so we didn't get a ton of pitch marks, but you can see there's some pitch marks here and there. That's a pitch mark there. Lots of green growth back in the middle of it, so that will repair pretty quickly. We've got a few, these are probably the worst ones, something like that. So that's a pitch mark there, which we repaired them on the day, and they'll come back like pretty relatively quickly. Might have a bit of scarring on the green for a little while, but they're tiny little dots, and luckily there's still roots and stuff down in there, and we've still got some growth going, so give them a week or two and we should have them popping back in. Back for a mow this afternoon. What a cracker of an arbo. How good is the green looking? That granular fert has definitely kicked in. It feels like it's grown just by looking at it right now, so we'll give it another cut. We'll go on a diagonal, sort of towards the camera. I'm going to talk more in depth about how you sort of want to cut greens, and you sort of work on a clock basis, just so you get even cuts, you're not missing any areas, and you're not getting grass blades lying over and creating problems with grain. So I might do that in a future video, and I'll talk a little bit more in depth about it. But let's cut on that angle that way, and let's see how much we get off after we cut this morning, and then compare how much we get this afternoon. Remember, this morning we got 3/4 of a catcher. I'm probably not going to get much, but we're still going to get some grass. Good turn on, eh? About 1/4 of a catcher off that, so about what I sort of expected. So we're definitely still getting grass off there, even on a second cut later in the afternoon. So we're definitely getting growth on this green still, which is nice to see. And that stuff is just lush. So soft. Mate, you don't know what bent grass is like until you've worked with bent grass. It's just something different. Such a fine, fine leaf on it. You really probably can't even see that at all. But just pure, man. I love bent grass. Green is just looking, look at it. Look at it. Forgot to mention earlier as well, like most areas on this green now are completely filled in. Like, it really is quite thick everywhere. The only spots I've talked about is this spot just here where we get shade all morning. As you can see in the afternoon, we've got some sun, which is nice. So it's starting to fill in bit by bit, but this is the most bare spot on the whole green, just here. The worst spot by far, and obviously that up there as well. So again, I'm probably gonna do a little bit of a social experiment. Social, that is the wrong word, bro. Do an experiment with the edges, is getting that urea out. So I'll do that tomorrow morning. Well, it's not too hot, not that it's gonna be hot anyway, because it's so cold at the moment. But do all these edges here where these plugs are right now, which it really does look like some of that's actually starting to push sideways a little bit as well in these plugs. It's been five days since I did all this plugging. There's definitely a little bit of sideways stuff happening here, which is good. Wow, it's actually really good. Look at that though, man. It's pure. Woohoo! So we're gonna get this urea out this morning on those plugs and the slightly barer patches as well, where there's a little bit less sun hitting it all day long. So I'm gonna put out some urea. This is just some stuff I got from Bunnings. Now we're gonna put it out at a very low rate. I'm gonna put 4 litres of water in my knapsack, and we're only gonna do about 50 square meters of actual spraying, if that makes sense. So got a little bit more water so that we don't burn it. And I'll probably water it in with some irrigation quickly afterwards, just to be super safe, because this is 46% nitrogen, so there's a really, really high chance of burning our lawn with this. You've got to be really careful. Not something I'd recommend using as a fertilizer, just because you're only going to push top growth, and there's no other nutrients in here whatsoever, so it's not going to help promote any root growth, and you're really going to weaken your plant the more and more that you use it. It looks good for like a week after using it, and then we're gonna have problems. So we are gonna pair alongside some Survival, which is some liquid kelp with it. Plus I'm doing all my other liquid fertilizer applications with our Fertiliser and our Brilliance and our Nourish, and even with our granular fertilizer application we put out next week. This is just for those dedicated areas where we're trying to push some growth, where it's a little bit colder. So I'm gonna go super low rate, as I said, so we're gonna put about 100 grams over that whole area. So we'll measure it out 100 grams now. Now I could put this stuff out and water it in straight away. That's what it looks like there. But there's just more potential of burning, so mixing it up in some warm water, which is what I'm gonna do now, we'll just stop that potential of burn. 100 ml of kelp in there, a little bit extra. So we're gonna get these areas to repair as nicely as we can. So we're only focusing on areas like this, as I mentioned. So these are where our plugs were put. They are slightly starting to move. We want to push it just that little bit more, but we're going to be safe. We're going at a lower rate with this as well. I could bump this up to, you could go to 2 kilos per 100 square meters. I mean, you'd be pushing a lot of growth, but we're going like quarter rate at the moment, so maybe even a slight bit less. And I'll do this at a weekly basis, and this is called spoon feeding. So I've talked about spoon feeding in previous videos, but basically what spoon feeding is halving your rate or quarter dosing your rate and going out more regularly, and you're sort of going to get a little bit more out of your products, because you're not going to lose some to possibly heavy rainfall. If you're getting lots and lots of growth, you're going to be cutting a lot of that product out as well over time. So especially with products like this, which are just straight nitrogen, really cool way to do it is go lower rates, do it more regularly, and you're going to see better results, and your turf's going to be a lot healthier for it as well. Now I'm going to quickly go over all these areas as quick as I can, and then get the sprinklers on, because, and only a really like a 1 minute cycle, just enough to make sure it's not going to burn. We honestly will probably be okay, because we're going at such a low rate, and it's quite cool and dewy, but we just want to be careful. So that will become a weekly thing for me just over the next little bit. We are actually back into some warmer temps now over, well, today's like 15, 16 degrees. You can just tell at the moment, like, it is warm. You can be wearing shorts and t-shirt, as opposed to last week where it was 7 degrees. So we're gonna keep getting growth out of this area. I reckon it is going to 100% fill in before we get to complete winter, which is nice. And it's just looking lush at the moment. Just need these ducks to stop pooping everywhere, and that'd be great. So I've got the lawn plans for sale still on the website. That's gonna end on Friday. So in 2 more days, that lawn plan sale is gonna be going on for. So the lawn plans basically have in there products that you apply throughout the year and what timing you need to do it. So our pre-emergence, it talks about lawn renovations in there as well. If you've got a cool season grass, it talks about timing for putting down your oversowing and what to do the weeks after you've oversowed as well. So lots of info in there, and a lot of the questions I get in emails, it actually has like the timing, everything, and the application rates and all those kind of things as well. So check it out if you'd like to, but thank you guys so much for watching. Really, really appreciate it. Hoping to see you guys this weekend at the Green Life Turf, the turf farm there. Brent and I are going there, and the guys from Lawn Solutions as well. So it'd be cool to see you guys there. But anyway, thanks guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next vid.